Since being diagnosed with cancer, my sensitivities have increased. It kind of feels like I'm Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And it's really frustrating for me because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like this diva, or that's kind of what it feels like to me. But yeah, I'm much more sensitive than I was before. My sense of smell has increased, and so have, my taste buds. And so certain things, like I used to really like garlic, and the other day my mom was making me a dish, and she put probably just a regular amount of garlic in these mushrooms, and it was just too strong for me. But when she washed the mushrooms and washed the garlic off, I was fine. And so not only like with taste, but also with certain smells, and certain smells have just been making me nauseous. And usually like the smells, like when I go into get a treatment, some of the smells in the hospitals. But even sometimes I've noticed that people's perfumes, or even body odor, that I'm much more sensitive to it than before, where it actually gives me a headache, or makes me a little nauseous and not wanting to be close with people. And so that makes it really challenging, because I do want that closeness and that connection. And because my sense of smell is heightened, that's kind of overshadows what the person is saying or how we're connecting, and that's just very distracting. I don't want to be like that, but just with the new sensitivity, that's what's happening. And along with that is that I'm able to pick up energies much more so than before. So I'm able to pick on people's anxieties, and I just feel that tension and that energy. And right now I have to be very careful with the type of energy that's around me. So when I feel somebody's anxiety, it's very draining. It takes a lot of energy for me to actually feel it. And it's not like I can't stop it. I know I probably have to do a better job at creating a boundary, an energetic boundary. But I think I'm just much more porous, and so it's really hard for me to take on. And I guess why I bring this up is that I know that there's been many of you who've wanted to visit, and I really appreciate the gesture. And I think for me is I definitely want to see as many people as I can, and part of it is just my energy level. And when I do these videos, I have a lot of energy, but when I'm not doing the videos, you don't see behind that, where I'm just crashed out in bed and don't have a lot of energy, or not even the energy to even watch TV. And so I'm being very, very protective. I know at the beginning of my diagnosis, I've noticed that when some people first came to see me, I was actually caretaking for them, that they wanted to see me, but it was more about them and alleviating their and managing their anxiety around my diagnosis than it was around helping me out and helping me with whatever my anxieties are. And so I've been very protective around my environment, because I know for a part of my healing is that I really need a really peaceful and calm environment. And so I've been using what I'm calling the cancer card, and playing the cancer card when there's big events, there are big gatherings. I just know that I've seen it where there's actually been a lot of people in a room, and even though I love everyone there, that amount of energy and that amount of sound, that it just was really draining for me, that I started to really get antsy in my body and uncomfortable, and just achy, that I actually had to excuse myself and leave the room. And once I went into the other room and lied down, it just shifted, and I was able to, my energy came back up, and I was fine. And then when 1 or 2 people came to visit me in the other room, I was in a much better state, and I was being able to connect with that energy, with just 1 person or 2 people, and having a deeper, more intimate conversation. So even if I'm with 1 person, if somebody is doing a lot of fast talking, it takes a lot of energy just for me to listen to that. Going from topic to topic, asking me tons of questions like boom, 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 boom. It really kind of overwhelms me. Whereas people that I think give me a lot more space and room and time, that is much more nurturing and a better pace for me to connect at that level. And so if you're with me, I really ask that if you're really able to track me and to just pay attention. Am I giving short 1-word answers? That if I am, that's a clue that my energy is dipping and I'm not really connecting. However, if I'm talking a lot and I'm animated, that means that this is really good, that I'm actually feeling really good and we're having a good conversation. And so I think that'd be really helpful for me, is to have you kind of just track that. Also, what's been really helpful is people checking in with me. So far, when I've had visitors, I've been telling people that that I'm more in like 15-minute increments, to see people for 15 minutes, and then I'll kind of check how I'm doing, and then 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then probably up to an hour. And it's been really helpful when people check back in with me. Hey Kirk, it's about 15 minutes, or hey, I just want to check back in with you. How's your energy level now? And them, knowing that, and them saying, feeling like, yeah, it's totally fine. We can totally leave. That has really felt really good and nurturing to me, knowing that they're thinking about me and my energy. Because I think what happens is sometimes my caretaking side just is still really strong, and so I'm still trying to play host and still trying to make sure that whoever's visiting me feels good. But that's also kind of depleting me. And at this time, I'm really realizing that I really have to focus on myself, and that's really hard to really put myself in front of other people, because I really want this like mutually beneficial exchange with each person. So by having people kind of coming in, knowing that ahead of time, and asking, hey, how's your energy level? Or already, hey, I want to give you your time and space and rest, so we're gonna get going. And so then that kind of gives me that space to make that decision, and not having to initiate that. So that has been very, very nurturing for me and very respectful. So hopefully those are some good tips about how to be around me, and hopefully I can see more of you sometime soon. Thank you.